Good morning. Welcome to Young's Crossing Creations. I'm LaJuan and I'm so glad you decided to come by. Today I'm going to do something I've never done and always wanted to, and probably everyone out there has done what I'm fixing to do, but it just popped in my head this morning. I'm going to try to make candles, and I was thinking about trying to make the little wax things that I put in my warmers that you plug in, Scentsy warmers or whatever. And I had these silicone cupcake liners, and I thought, well, I wonder if I could pour wax in those and let them cool and then pop them out and just put them in my warmer, candle warmer. And well, we're going to find out if it works. If it doesn't, I may just run a couple of my cupcake liners that I never use anyway. So let's get started. I bought this old pot at Goodwill just for this because I didn't want to ruin one of mine. And I don't know for sure. I had a candle on a candle warmer here, but I think it's just too big and heavy for that, so it's not doing anything. So I'm just going to turn that off and I'm going to warm a candle in my pot. First I have these. I'm going to use them. I got them, I think, at the dollar store. I have a bunch around here. So we'll just see how this works. Kind of spooky, isn't it? I'm going to pull the paper off the bottom. Well, that can't be good. Put that on low. I can already smell it. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. It's starting to melt in my pot here. Quicker than I really thought. I also bought these scents, and we're going to pick one of those out. Here's what they have. Different scents. Apple, vanilla, snickerdoodle, and harvest spice, brown sugar, and forest pine. So, which to use? I don't know. This has continued to melt. I'm going to make regular candles too, but I thought this would just be maybe a thrifty thing to do. And if you know me a little bit, you know I like thrifty. So I have some skewers here. I'm going to use that to stir it around a little bit to see what happens. I got the old candle wick out. Set that aside. I'm going to try it a couple of different ways. I should have Googled this more, but I'm going to try to pour some in the cupcake liner, then put the scent in it and just barely stir it around, rather than put it in this pot, because if I don't like the scent, I don't need to make a bunch of it. The weather here in Texas has been phenomenal. I love it this way. Can open all the windows and the doors, and it's just wonderful. It's all melted. So we're going to give it a whirl. I'll just pour it here. I'm not pouring it very deep. Okay, on this one, let's do Harvest Spice. Ooh, I'm liking it. It's looking like it just might work. I had bought a couple of these cups purposely just for candles. It says made in England. It's really pretty. Anyway, I got my wick and had a little round dot to put down in the bottom. I think that's what it's for. And I'm going to stick my wick right on top of that and press it down because I pulled the adhesive side paper off. Okay, now I'm going to pour some of this in there. And I'm gonna get another skewer. And put first, oops, forgot my stuff. This time I decided to use Snickerdoodle. I don't know, I should have read the instructions to see how much to put. Now I'm gonna put a skewer on each side of the wick to keep it up. Okay, I just wrapped it around it a little bit and set it there, and we'll see. This one, the one that I'm using for my Scentsy, is starting to harden up a little bit. I can smell it. Might have should have put more. I couldn't find any instructions with the stuff I bought, but I looked online and I think I didn't put near enough drops. But so I'm adding more, or did add more to the candle. But I think it's too late to add more to my wax melt. Because as you can see, it's nearly hardened. I mean, it's just to see how it pops out. But maybe our candle will smell like Snickerdoodle, but I'm not really confident about the wax melt. I don't think I put enough. So I would pour another one now. It didn't melt my cupcake liner, so we can try another. Okay, I'm gonna pour a little wax in each of these. Don't need too much. I might have to be quick, I can tell. This is apple. This one's going to be vanilla. I don't know if I'm putting way too little, way too much. But I always say you never know till you try. Okay. Vanilla, and this one is apple. Okay, I'm not getting anywhere with information, so these do pop out really good though, if you'll see. So I'm more excited about that. I'm heating my wax back up, and this time I'm just going to put a whole bottle of one of my fragrances, or nearly a whole bottle, just to see, because I've got some other vessels I can pour wax into. And I guess I'm just too impatient of a person. So I have this container that I bought at the thrift store, I think. And I'm just going to go for it and fill it up. And I think I'm going to send the wax while it's still after it's melted, but still in the pan. And we'll see if that works. Okay. I melted it all back down, and the other candle. And I'm just going to pour in quite a bit, and we'll see what happens. Should be interesting if nothing else. I'm going to put one right there. And I'm going to do this one the way I did the very first. I'm going to put this down in there first. And then pull the paper off from in the bowl. That's easier. Okay. Put my wick down in there. Got my... Woohoo! I may have put too much, but we'll see. Oh, it's going to be a perfect amount. Okay, now I'm gonna do like I did before. Wrap this around. Well, my wick came loose. Okay, I won't be recommending these. It's not wanting to stay. I got these wicks off Amazon, and I don't know why, but it's not working. Well, that's discouraging. Didn't cost much, so we'll just wait and see what happens. And I'll let you know the final result. Good morning, I'm back to it. I almost gave up on my candle project, but I had the stuff to do it, and I thought, well, I'll just give it another try. So I have various different candles I gathered up from around the house and put them in this pot like I did before. But before I had all white candles, and they turned out kind of pretty, but I don't smell that much. I'm doing something wrong in that department. But they also have this sinkhole in the middle. So I Googled about that, and I found out that as it dries, if I would have taken my skewer I have here and just kind of poke in, get the air out, that might not occur. So I decided with the wax I have left, I'm going to try that. I've got a few vessels here that I'm going to pour the wax in, and they won't be pretty, but or maybe smelly. But hey, electricity may go out and we may say, hey, we got those wonderful candles. Let's get at them. So, as you can see, I've got my candles, bottles, jars, whatever. These, I have an idea I'm going to do with these canning jar ones. And I thought the sides of them are kind of pretty. Now this was one I got at a thrift store. And it was a Hearth and Home, or Hearth and Hand, whatever it is that Joanna Gaines does. And I took all the wax out of it, and I'm wondering if it was soy because it was really soft and it was nearly full. And I don't know why I dug it out. I was just convinced I could make a better one. So I've got the wax melted over here. And now, since I'm probably not going to be using my fragrances again, at least not till I get some actual candle wax making materials like soy wax or something. So I'm just going to go gung-ho and pour all that in. I tried to do the math and I come up with like 96 drops an ounce, or I don't know. It was too confusing for me. So these are going to be a Young's Crossing creation. Let's see what happens. Wish me luck. Funky color. I'm going to wait on that. I may not have enough for all these. They kind of have a grape smell, or maybe that's my imagination. I'm going to hold off on that. Now I need to balance these up. One thing I learned in this project, at least until you know what you're doing, those $15 or $20 candles, that's a bargain. It would have been so pretty if I'd have known about the poking the air out. So we'll let those sit for a little bit and go from there. When I was making the first batch of candles, I was having trouble with the wicks, and I got them off Amazon. They're Bead Nova, I believe. The wicks and the little stickers for the bottom. And I was having trouble, and I said, well, I won't be recommending these. Actually, I don't know enough about how to do candles to recommend anything, so it could have all been user error, and I hated to just leave that out there because it was a good price and they delivered them quick. I just didn't know what I was doing at the time. I hate to say something that's not so. I don't know when you start doing this. Probably not yet. But if I don't start now, I'll end up forgetting. This one is starting to harden up a bit. You can see it looks thicker on the bottom. So I'm hoping doing this will keep it from having those big sinkholes. Guess we'll find out. These canning jar ones, my sister had gifted me some a long time ago, candles, and They were the little short ones. I don't have any of those on hand right now, I don't think. Probably every size, but anyway, they have gone around it with jute, and then I've got some of this wire and the jute, and they put the wire around it, and then you hang it. The thing is, I never really knew where to hang it. I mean, I didn't want to hang it up on the ceiling or anything. And then it occurred to me, I come up with a little idea that I may try with these. And I'm going to do everything the same, the jute, the wire. But then I'm going to put a hook on a piece of board, rustic looking farmwood type board, and then hang the candle from the hook. And that might work. That's another project to do. I'm going to stop by my husband's shop and see if I can snag a piece of wood like I was talking about hanging the candle from. He's not home. He won't mind. He's a beekeeper. Now I know he has a box full of scrap wood he says I can dig from. So, and I think this one will be perfect. I'll sand it down and paint it, and we'll be set to go. Now on to my neck of the woods. Ooh, it's cool here in the shade. That picnic table is going to be a project one day. We had rain last night. It was wonderful. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the jute around the base of this jar and glue that on and see how that works. The day I'm filming this, it's Halloween, and we won't have trick-or-treaters this year probably. Of course, my grandkids live out here on right by us, and I'll probably take them some candy, but they're a little old for trick-or-treating. I can remember when my kids were little, we had to go to town to trick-or-treat. But it never was one of my favorite holidays anyway. Just not a big fan. But of course, my kids went all out for it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I didn't get them as close together as I probably should have. So there's a good chance I may just go back around again with it. Okay. That's what we have. Now, I'm going to get the wire. My wire is a jumbled up mess. I need to devote some time just to straighten it out. Then I might use it more. But I'm just going to pull it around this way. I told my husband I want a pair of good pliers regular pliers and a pair of needle nose pliers for Christmas. Didn't surprise him. I always ask for strange things like that. I remember years ago at a ladies' church party, it was after Christmas, and everyone was talking about what they got, and so got a watch, and another one got a diamond ring, and they were popping in about what they got. And I said, I got a glue gun. They thought I was nuts, probably. But hey, that's exactly what I wanted. A glue gun. And that glue gun I just had that broke is the same one. It lasted. He sure got his money's worth. Okay, now I'm going to paint this. I didn't bring my water out here. I was going to thin it down a good bit, but it'll work. A piece of board would have been better than this piece of plywood, but I just grabbed what I saw, and like I always say, make do with what you got on hand. I'm just going to give this one coat because I want to rough it up a little. While this dries just a little bit, I'm going to hunt me down a hook. I always say I make do with what I have on hand. This may be one of my craziest ideas yet, but all I can do is try. I've had this little tiny, it's supposed to look like antique rug beater. I mean, I don't get it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to be a miniature of an antique rug beater. Anyway, I have a couple of them, and I never know what to do with them. I just kind of lay them somewhere. So I'm going to bend this up here, if I can. I may have to have more pliers. I went and got my husband's needle nose pliers, but I think I may need something else. There we go. Now, I have a hook. I'm going to blow this dry a little bit more. I'll spare your ears. Okay, here's my candle work. They're the craziest looking candles, I have to say that. Let me go and show you how the other one turned out. These are kind of crazy looking, but I always wanted to try. So let's go see the other one. Okay, we have it. And I'm going to light it. And there it is. The candle's not great looking, but we'll see if it smells nice. And that's what you can do if you just use your imagination to find parts you need when you don't think you can. Thank you for watching, and a thumbs up would be great. Bye.